Hello everyone. Today we are going to introduce how to build logic with SoftLogic. So what do we need to install before using SoftLogic? In this session, you'll learn the installation of the MULTIPROG Express, which is a free IDE for ADAM3600, and how to import and configure the text into MULTIPROG Express, and how to start a KW project and check the status online. For installation of MULTIPROG Express, user needs to install below software on our official website. So download it and unzip it. User can install the KW MULTIPROG 5435 Express with setup executable file in MULTIPROG 535 Express. And second, user can install the ECLR. This ECLR is for downloading KW MULTIPROG intermediate code to ADAM3600. And please note that make sure your installed Visual Studio Express version is compatible with MS Visual C++ 2005. And third, install EdgeLink add-on for MULTIPROG. Note that user need to install all of these add-on in the same folder as the KW Express. This add-on will help user to use MULTIPROG with EdgeLink project importing. After installation, we talk about the system architecture. MULTIPROG Express supports several programming languages. After writing the codes, MULTIPROG uses the installed ADAM3600 ECLR to download intermediate code into RTE on ADAM3600. And RTE here is the Procon OS, which is installed when shipped out to the customer, so user no need to install it. The RTE already installed and Procon OS is the EdgeLink will control the I/O on ADAM3600. So there, in our later slides, we will explain how to make the control right for Procon OS and EdgeLink for these I/O channels. Under IEC 61131-3, it defines some programming languages, and there are 5 programming languages are described, and user can use different, like the directly import the text and no need to edit the text, and user can use offline simulation or online download it. Okay, so these 5 programming languages, including 2 textual and 3 graphical languages. So user could choose one of them to implement their algorithm. Here is the KW MULTIPROG, and here inside there we can separate them into 3 areas. One is project area, second is work area, and the third is function area. So function area, user can use some function block, and work area, user can build their own logic, and project area to manage their project. So for the first step, to create your project with KW MULTIPROG Express, just choose the MULTIPROG Express to run, and then choose File, New Project. So enter your project name and select the project path. User could choose one of the languages. So select one, for example, choose ladder for programming languages. And then choose the type. Please choose the resource type as TechLink. So only after installing the add-on, user could choose this type. With this type, user could import their EdgeLink project. And choose the cyclic, which means the system that the RTE Procon OS will run their logic every 1 second. User could see the overall project description and click the finished. So here is the time for hands-on. Please install MULTIPROG Express and create your own project. Next, we discuss about how to import text. First, select hardware and double-click Advantech 83600. By click Browse, user could select the project of EdgeLink Studio. And then user could import their text. User could choose only the I/O text or select user tag or system tag. The data type will show in here. For example, for the analog, the data type is real, and digital, the data type is Boolean. And select the I/O to be imported, the project, and then select the appropriate data and I/O type. The read-write control type is for to control the EdgeLink or to control by the Procon OS. So if user choose read only like this, KW can only read it. So EdgeLink will control all the text in the read type. However, if user choose read or write type, KW could control the I/O type. So during periodically controlling, EdgeLink cannot control it every 1 second, so this write will give in to KW to control. After you set up the data type and rewrite type, click on the Create Global Variables. And then the global variables will import the text user already created in EdgeLink Studio. User can see this while there are I button line the tag or O button line the tag. For example, the O button line board IODO 0 can control the tag, while the I button line board O button line DO1 cannot control, only show the result. So we will show here in the following slides. Okay, and then we just want to check the setting for download before downloading the project. So right click on the resource and setting. Set up the IP address. For example, if your 83600 is used as 10.0.0.17t, please set up here based on your device. Okay, after you set up your TCP IP, other just keep as the default. It's fine. Okay, and click on OK. Next, we click on Make, and this KW will compile the project. And click on the Project Control dialog. Third is click on Download. The fourth is click on Restart. You can see there are 3 types of restart: cold, warm, and hot. So cold means all data are initialized, and warm means only non-retentive data are initialized, while hot is during a hot start, no data are initialized. We'll keep as the present value. So user can press F1 for online help in KW. We may use cold restart, which will initialize all the data as our following demo. Okay, after running, click on Debug On. User may observe the text value of Aiden 3600 real time. Okay, user could also check for the online control. Please right click on the name of the variable, for example, board.io.do1. Right click and choose Debug Dialog. And then user can choose the value. For example, if you want to turn on, choose true and use overwrite. The overwrite, this value will be modified as once user click on this overwrite. While the false means the true or false status will keep on true when you click on false, only after the false table is reset. So here we use overwrite, and user could see the value just turn on. Hands on. So now check your test status on MULTIPROG. And if user can do all the monitor and basic control in KW MULTIPROG Express, here we give you an example to set up a basic logic. For example, DO0 to control DO1. Now we select as the POU and then create a network by clicking on this area, work area. You can select network, and with this symbol it means input, with this symbol it means output. Double click it and user can choose the tag. For the input it will only read value, so please choose I button line, and for output please choose O button line. It will control the value. Okay, it is a very basic logic. While the input DO0 if it turn on, and DO1 will turn on if it turn off, and DO1 will turn off. So make and download and start. Check if you can control DO0 with DO1. So how to start the KW project and check the status online? User may ask why I can't modify the DO text via web server anymore. It is because if you turn on debug mode, you may not modify the DO text because KW is controlling I/O instead of EdgeLink. You may set the value with false in KW, but EdgeLink will not control it because KW control it every 1 second, so it will override the value. Okay, user may also ask how to set up the KW logic running whenever I reboot my device. So in the running status there is a more button. Click on it and choose boot project download. By only downloading the boot project, we can make the KW program run automatically whenever the iRTU device is rebooted. So remember, if you user want to run the logic whenever the system reboot, user need to download it. And after download it, user can disconnect your computer with the RTU device, and the logic will keep on running inside the device. Finally, here is a logic building scenario. So we have a pH meter which can detect the pH value, and the tank, it has some level sensor. With a valve, butterfly valve, user need to control it, turn on or turn off automatically by our logic. And another pump with overheating monitoring, it will also give us some value, some information to turn on or turn off this valve. So one is the water level, another is the temperature and pH meter. So we build the logic as below. We will close the valve and pump when pH meter is over 6, and open the valve and pump when pH meter is smaller than 3. Logic 2 is to close the valve and pump when water level is false. That means the water level is not high enough. The third one is close pump only when overheat is true. The logic 4 is need 3 seconds delay, on delay for pump, and 3 seconds off delay for valve. And this sensor we use as this module to demo for that. So hands-on. How to build a self-holding circuit. The self-holding circuit means if the DO1 turn on once, and then it will keep on turn on status. So DO0 will trigger DO1, while DO0 is turned off, but DO1 will keep on turn on. This will be an alarm status for us to check if there is something wrong before. And the answer is as this logic. User can check the DO1 status could be changed by DO0, turn on or turn off. Okay, so keep this status. Once DO0 is turned on, check the output status could be changed with the input. There is another example. User could refer to this document, and inside it also has some sample code. This document explains how to set up different ADAM3600 devices for I/O chain reaction, and how to use KW MULTIPROG Express to control ADAM3600 I/O. So user could build the relationship between each other, two devices or more devices. Finally, there are some reference. User could check the MULTIPROG Express, and inside there are literals in IEC 61131-3. And also, user could check some limitation. For example, user can use blank between each words. User could choose hashtag or big character, but blank space is not available in KW MULTIPROG. User could reference the function block at the right side. For example, useful function block is T on, turn on, or T off, the off delay timer. So it will detect whether the time is turn on over a period of time or turn off over a period of time. It will trigger the event, or greater than or equal to So the user could use all this to build their own logic. Hands-on. Please create your self-holding circuit. Thank you for listening.